What's going on, boys and gentlemen? My name is Nick, and today I am bringing you my theory of the cutscene on the map Origins. Let's take a step back to the original zombie storyline that the community came up with that talks about Maxis being trapped with Samantha inside of the teleporter, where Richtofen sent Samantha to the MPD and Maxis to a tomb. We do not know where the tomb was, but that he did survive the teleportation, but no one really talks about it until further maps. At this point, this ties in with the Easter egg cutscene that we get in Origins. Samantha has a friend, Eddie. Now, we don't know who Eddie is, but my theory is Eddie is Richtofen's son. If you take a look at Eddie from the cutscene and Richtofen from the Origins gameplay, they look very similar. Now, if you take that information and bring it to the cutscene of Origins, you see Samantha and Eddie get called by a thick German accent that sounds almost like it's coming from speakers telling them to lock the door or lock the window and go to the basement. Now, this, to me, is that the zombie apocalypse is happening, and that from a large speaker in Darais, where Samantha and Eddie are, they have to go to the basement because they're preparing to fend off from zombies. Now, at this point, this ties in perfectly because Eddie, as we see in this cutscene, isn't part of Darais. We know Samantha went to the MPD, Maxis is gone, and Richtofen is there with the other characters that I'll bring up in a little bit. But Eddie isn't there, which I find strange, but I did some research and I figured out that on Darais, I'll put a picture up as I'm saying this, on Darais, if you go with the gun and you look by where I think it is double tap, you can see a person's feet hanging like they hang themselves. Now I'll show you that and look at that and tell me that doesn't look like a kid's feet. This is because Eddie was with Samantha when they went down to the basement, and so was Richtofen. So the whole Maxis and Samantha getting trapped in is still a relevant point. As that happened, Richtofen didn't put his son in the device, but instead took Samantha and Maxis and sent them. But Eddie and Samantha, as we can see by the cutscene, look like they're very close friends. So my gut feeling is Eddie killed himself after his dad trapped his best friend and her father in a device that could potentially have killed them, because Eddie wouldn't have known where that would have sent them. He would have just seen Samantha go away. So he was very upset with his father and very upset with the loss of his only friend because they were at the site of Darais, and there aren't a lot of kids roaming around a zombie freaking factory. So I think he hanged himself in the video, and that's why on the map Darais that there is a person hanging. As for the three other characters on the map, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takeo, I am not very sure what's going on with them. Dempsey, as told in the first theory, was an American soldier that got sent to Shinonuma to find another American soldier, Peter McCain. As for Nikolai and Takeo, I'm not very sure other than knowing that they were two of the action figures used with Eddie and Samantha. If you look closely, you can't really see Nikolai and Takeo's face. We're just used to those being the model characters in the storyline, so automatically we thought that that was them. My theory is that Samantha found two human beings while in the MPD around the world and created them to be the iconic characters that her and her beloved friend thought of and played with day after day. Samantha knew deep down that this must have been some kind of a mistake that Richtofen had done and only meant to put Maxis in it. After Nikolai and Takeo were created, this is when Maxis came back to talk to Samantha and tell her to kill everyone from Group 935. At this point, she already changed the minds of Takeo and Nikolai and could not figure a way to get them back since she was only a little child, even with the power to control all the zombies. At this point in the theory, this is when Eddie comes back into play. Samantha had realized that Eddie had killed himself when she was watching all the action at Darais go on. She had then captured Eddie's spirit and brought him to the MPD with her. Here's where the zombie eye color comes into play because Eddie helps Samantha control the zombies, and just like in the cutscene, they both fight over who controls the eye color. So that's it, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.